With one event to go in Tour de Endurance in 2024, everyone's wondering, can anyone catch the Marauders at the top of the standings? In this event, they will be trying to eliminate teams one by one from championship contention, and in this event, the Gravitrax elimination race, we will eliminate marbles one by one with each race we have. There'll be 15 rounds of racing where the last place marble gets eliminated each round, and the first place marble gets immunity from the next round. So they'll skip the next round and come back on the round after that, and it's a bit of a reward for getting the win in each race.
And of course, the last marble standing by the end of it wins the gold medal, and it could be the second last gold medal to win in these games. So it's a very important one. Here you see the Expedition Preachers, and they're doing one round compared to the 11 they could potentially do. In this case scenario, the Autumn Leaves there, who just won that race, would skip the next round and come back in round 3, whereas the Polar Bears did get stuck, but the Royal Blues got stuck higher up on the course, so they would be eliminated from this round and would finish the event theoretically, of course, in dead last, just as a reminder of how this works. It's a bit different to the funnel elimination race, which we've had already this season, of which the Neptune Nomads came out on top. Will they be the endurance one again in the Gravitrax? We'll have to remain to see. There you see the competitors from Mayo to Malachite, all 16 in the first round, but the field will be limiting one at a time as the rounds go along.
So, they're in the blocks, ready to go in the first round of 15. Off they go. This is the only time all 16 marbles will be on the field at once. Hellclowns, while out in front, they're trying to get that immunity in the first round. In the back, it's the Crazy Chickens. They need to make a comeback if they don't want to get eliminated. Neptune Nomads now in the back. Honeycombs are very slow. That's going to be close across the line. Did anyone get stuck? We pan back to the rest of the course, and I don't think anyone got stuck. So that photo finish is going to determine who's going home in the first round. Oh, Nomads are so close, but I think they're done.
That is a rough finish for the Neptune Nomads. Not only is it dead last for this event, but that was pretty much centimeters in this instance behind the Honeycombs. It was millimeters between those two, and that is going to be a dead last finish for Neptune Nomads. They will sit on the sidelines for the rest of this 14 races, as the Honeycombs now, straight away, they try to get away from the back compared to last race, but Grayscales will take the lead. Cosmonauts actually come back to win the race, and out the back it's Cheeseballs and Green Peacocks, but Cheeseballs get around, and Green Peacocks come in for last place, and will get 15th in this one. Cosmonauts, though, a sound victory over the Grayscales there, but look at this, just duking between each different side of the Gravitrax course, and Green Peacocks just stalled a little bit too much, allowing the Cheeseballs to stay in the game.
It's an absolute heartbreak for our defending champions, a horrible championship defense for them, but we move on to round number 3. There are still many teams trying to play for a good position. Serpent Speeders have a good start. Party Crashers also there. Serpent Speeders will get the win. Hell Clowns, after the immunity, they're going to come across the line in last, just after they got the win 2 rounds ago. And the Hell Clowns, after being on top in round 1, they will go home in round 3. That is so heartbreaking for them.
That shoulder from the Grayscales was all it took, and the Hellclowns could not catch up from there, and they will go out in just 14th place after winning the first race. Very, very rough for the Hellclowns, and they're out also early. Next round, and we've seen Grayscales up front several times, but also towards the back, inconsistent from there. Marauders actually at the back of the field for this round, but it's J Jockeys to come across and win the immunity, while the White Knights are the ones to fall in round 4. After a gold in the last event, they cannot work with that momentum, and Malachite gets to skip it, but the Marauders make up a couple of very important spots right towards the end of that round, and our championship leaders stay in the game. Now we've just got one line of competitors remaining in round 5.
So Serpent Speeders back of the block, Citrus Sprinters well ahead of the rest of the field. Honeycombs actually were challenging them, and Party Crashers also having a look. Citrus Sprinters though will come across the line for Cheeseballs. Can they make the comeback this time? They cannot, and they don't get by their fellow yellow team. The Crazy Chickens and the Cheeseballs will be knocked out here.
Again, there you see that same situation that we saw with the Grayscales and the Hellclowns. Just that little shoulder there. There was 2 opportunities for the Cheeseballs to pass the Crazy Chickens and stay around, but they will settle for 12th in their penultimate event here, as now there are just 10 competitors still in the block, 11 competitors still in the event, as J Jockeys again up to a lead after just coming back from their immunity spell, as the Honeycombs and Marauders are fighting toward the back. 7 Speeders have now taken the lead, but the Cosmonauts shoulder aside for the immunity, and it looks like it's going to be the Honeycombs to come across in last. There was a big pack coming along all at once, and then the Honeycombs just could not keep up with that flow of the race, and Pollen comes across for an 11th place finish. That's two immunity spells for the Cosmonauts. They're looking very good here in this elimination race event.
Yeah, that will allow them to conserve energy that otherwise they would be using to go through the 7th round. J Jockeys out in front. Conway Kings were also up there. Serpent Speeders and was that Citrus Sprinters in the back. Now Crazy Chickens also trailing The Citrus Sprinters, I don't see the Serpent Speeders. They are stuck on the course. That is our first DNF we have seen of the event. And the Serpent Speeders, that is so rough for them. Viper will be eliminated in 10th in this race, 11th place in the event.
As Party Crashers get the immunity in that one, and now we've just got 9 left, 8 in the blocks, as the Cosmonauts come back from a second immunity spell. Crazy Chickens take the lead, but they're immediately shouldered aside by, guess who? It'll be the Marauders. They've taken the lead of this race, and they look pretty good, but they get shouldered aside, and the Marauders come across to get the immunity, but at the back it's the Cosmonauts. That's a surprise after 2 immunity spells, but there could, of course, always be DNFs, and there is the Blue Brigade bail out the Cosmonauts, and will settle for 9th place. The Blue Brigade, that is very rough. I was surprised to see the Cosmonauts at the back there, but turns out maybe it was strategy, seeing that the Blue Brigade had already been knocked out. But Marauders and Immunity Spell staying alive into the top half here.
That is great news for the Marauders and not great news for everyone else in their pursuit to catch them. It's the Condiment Kings, the home team, out in front, closely shadowed by the Party Crashers, but the Kings will come across the line first. Chickens across the line last, and I think they were the only ones. I think there aren't any DNFs, and there aren't. Crazy Chickens will be eliminated in 8th. That's 9th in the event. That's the best of the top of the bottom half. But now we have just 6 competitors in this race, 7 in the event as a whole.
It's Marauders who get off to the poorest start as Cosmonauts take the lead of the race, but Citrus Sprinters push right through and now have a commanding lead over the rest. Marauders are struggling in the back, and it's not looking good for our championship leaders. They try and get past the Grayscales, but it cannot be done, and the Marauders are out of the event critically, may I add. That is a 7th place finish for Mooney of the Marauders. Citrus Sprinters get the immunity. That's Citrus Sprinters still in the game. They're going to try and push now as far as they can to catch the Marauders. 9 points behind. They're going to get at least 2 points on them if they go out in the next round, because they skipped this one, but now we're on round 11. We're almost toward the end of this event already, as Party Crashers and Cosmonauts are well ahead of Condiment Kings, who are struggling, but Grayscales have come to a stop, and that's going to put the round over already. Grayscales will settle for 6th here, as I think I saw Party Crashers get in the immunity spot for this one.
So with the Citrus Sprinters having the immunity, they'll come back after the next race. Grayscales eliminated here. Their pursuit for another podium may be coming to an end, but that's still solid 9 points for them in this event. But the Citrus Sprinters, the ball is in their court to catch the Marauders in the standings. With the Marauders out, they were eyeing a potential clinch if they stayed in, but they are now out and on the sidelines, and they are going to watch the Citrus Sprinters coming across the line to get the win on the immunity. And it's the J Jockeys that come across the line in 4th to get 5th place in this event. Party Crashers and Condiment Kings, though, live to see another day once again.
Yes, it will be 3 in the next race. Only 3 remaining. Cosmonauts will come back down and face Condiment Kings and the Party Crashers. There you see the loser here will miss the podium, while the other 2 will fight for a podium spot with the Citrus Sprinters. Whoever loses the 1v1, of course, between the 2. But Cosmonauts at the back, well behind now, as Party Crashers and Condiment Kings fight for the immunity. It's currently Condiment Kings out in front, but Party Crashers swoop around town and will take the final immunity of the event, as Cosmonauts Odyssey, despite at least 2 immunity spells in there, finishes in 4th place. And now we have our podium, but it's not quite set in stone. Party Crashers can get no lower than a silver, but Condiment Kings and Citrus Sprinters fighting for the bronze here. The loser will stand on that bottom step of the podium.
This is so important for the Citrus Sprinters. They want to get to the final and challenge the Party Crashers for gold, and they're staying ahead, lockstep ahead of the Condiment Kings every step of the way, and the Citrus Sprinters ensured that they are going to that final and a chance for a gold medal here. Condiment Kings will get eliminated. They will get the bronze medal, but that's all she wrote for the home team. But now, as the fans wait in anticipation for the gold medal match between the Party Crashers and the Citrus Sprinters. Citrus Sprinters, for them, this is so important. If they can get that gold, that is 5 points more than if they get the silver here.
And there are Citrus Sprinters have the early lead, but Party Crashers are keeping pace. They make contact in the middle, and they both take a great line down the center, but now Party Crashers have a big gap. Can it be caught up? No, it cannot! The Party Crashers intrude 2 golds for their season individually, and it's enough to beat out the Citrus Sprinters, but that silver is still another big points gain on the Marauders, who only got 9 points from this one. An 11-point advantage for the Citrus Sprinters. Is that enough to take the lead in the table? It remains to be seen, but Party Crashers, another gold on the individual event. Citrus Sprinters, a very important silver, but what could have been, it could be important in that final event, and Condiment Kings Mayo giving the home crowd a happy sight.
So, with one event to go, Citrus Sprinters have taken the lead by 2 points over the Marauders. Party Crashers and Crazy Chickens can also still win the championship but have an outside shot, but it is so close going to the final event of the season, the Team Funnel Descent, but before that we will go to the B-League finale with a funnel elimination race.